what's going on, everybody? It is Arcanized here, back with another video. Today's going to be another shorter review for Legends of Tomorrow Season 4, Episode 5, titled Tagumo Attacks. Now, not gonna lie, this episode was kind of weak. It was still enjoyable. Every Legends episode this season has been enjoyable, but some of the story just wasn't there this episode. But I'm going to talk about some of this, but first, let's go over the good stuff. So, I really liked Mick in this episode. I thought he was amazing. He hasn't had this kind of chance to shine this season yet, and I loved it. I straight up loved it. I love that he's a writer, that he's secretly a writer, and a dang good one at that. And in this episode, he makes it known to the team. And I love that. I loved that Mick saved them in this episode. And I thought it was amazing. I loved it. I love Mick. He really got a chance to shine this episode, and it might have been the best part of the episode for me. Now, I did like Sarah this episode. Now, I know she hasn't really had as much story this season besides the one with Ava and finally having a real relationship, which I really do like. But other than that, she hasn't had a true driving story on the Wave Rider, besides just keeping the Legends in order and being their leader, which is fine, and I like it, and I liked her in this episode. She was good. Also, the CGI on Tagumo looked pretty solid, especially for CW. It looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I actually thought they did a pretty decent job with that. Also, this episode is crowded with humor, and I love it. With Mick kind of more in the forefront, with Constantine making jokes when he's like half dead, which Constantine was barely in this episode, and he's still like the third best part of the episode. I love Constantine, and I liked Nora in this episode, and her kind of having to struggle through, I can't use my magic. I just can't. I don't want to use the dark magic. And Ray helping her through it and showing it doesn't have to be dark. And in the end, she saves Constantine with no damage, real damage to herself. And I thought that was amazing. She really learned a lesson in this episode. And overall, it was just very fun. I loved at the end when I'm pretty sure it was Mick that told the film director, "Hey dude, quit it with the octopus, alright? Lizards are where it's at." And then he goes, "King of Monsters." And I was like, Godzilla, boom, there you go. Ha, yes, Japan monster movie reference, let's go. I'm sorry, I love the Godzilla movies, and I love that reference. Alright? I thought it was a very, very good reference. And now, let's get into some of the stuff I didn't really like. So, as I said, going to fight a monster from, like, a movie set in Japan in the 50s, it's like, I would have rather seen them do other stuff. But it's okay, I guess. Sure. I don't like Charlie in this episode. I just don't, alright? I didn't particularly, for some reason, guys, I don't like the scenes in movies when, like, a person is stalling for someone in, like, the most outrageous ways. Like, when Ava has to stall for Nate, when he has to go help at the bureau. For some reason, I just don't like that stuff in movies, and I don't know why. It just, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so obvious you're stalling. And that, I just don't like that stuff, and I really don't know why. But yeah, overall, this episode was still fine. It's just some of the story wasn't really there. I still enjoyed it, but it probably is maybe the weakest episode of the season. So, all in all, I'm going to give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments. I love each and every single one of you guys. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.
Forever fight as one.